ਸਿੱਖ ਜਥੇਬੰਦੀ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਸ਼ਲਾਘਾਯੋਗ ਕਦਮ। ਹੁਣ ਨਿਊਯਾਰਕ ਸ਼ਹਿਰ ਦੇ ਸਕੂਲਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਬਾਰੇ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਜਾਵੇਗੀ। ਯੂਨਾਈਟਿਡ ਸਿੱਖਸ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਨਿਊਯਾਰਕ ਦੇ ਸਿੱਖਿਆ ਵਿਭਾਗ ਨਾਲ ਮਿਲ ਕੇ ਇਸ ਸੰਬੰਧੀ ਵਧੇਰੇ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਦਿੰਦਿਆਂ ਕੁਈਨਜ਼ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਪ੍ਰੈਸ ਕਾਨਫਰੰਸ ਕੀਤੀ ਗਈ ਅਤੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਗਿਆ ਕਿ 5ਵੀਂ ਤੇ 6ਵੀਂ ਕਲਾਸ ਦੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਲਈ ਜਾਰੀ ਕੀਤੇ ਗਏ ਸਿਲੇਬਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਬਾਰੇ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਦੇਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਪਾਠ ਸ਼ਾਮਲ ਕੀਤੇ ਗਏ ਹਨ। ਅਮਰੀਕੀ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਬਾਰੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਘੱਟ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਹੈ, ਇਸ ਲਈ ਇਹ ਕਦਮ ਚੁੱਕਿਆ ਗਿਆ। ਯੂਨਾਈਟਿਡ ਸਿੱਖਸ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਨਿਊਯਾਰਕ ਵਿੱਚ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਗਏ ਇਸ ਕਦਮ ਨੂੰ ਹੋਰ ਅੱਗੇ ਵਧਾਇਆ ਜਾਵੇਗਾ ਅਤੇ ਪੂਰੇ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਤੱਕ ਲਿਜਾਇਆ ਜਾਵੇਗਾ।
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। Good afternoon. Thank you for joining United Sikhs today for our historic announcement for the Department of Education here. My name is Pritpal Singh. I'm the Senior Education Policy Advisor for United Sikhs. We're here today to announce 2 new lesson plans that have been implemented in elementary public schools curriculum throughout the boroughs. These lesson plans are titled Creating Political Cartoons, Civil Rights in the USA for the 5th grade, and the Teachings of Sikhism for the 6th grade. They're teaching these students about the lives of Sikh Americans throughout all of America, U.S. civil rights and world religions. This is a milestone celebrated by Sikhs, not just here in New York, but around the world, and we hope to improve overall awareness about the Sikh community at a critical time in childhood development. Years of work have gone into this. Community leaders, people in government, partners in government, many of whom you see here today have worked with us and really led this effort. And we're thankful to every one of them. And this is a cause for celebration. It's a very positive day. As a nonprofit associated with the United Nations Department of Public Information, United Sikhs advocate for minority communities in need and operate as first responders in the wake of disasters around the world, providing both immediate and long-term humanitarian aid and ground support, such as repairing damaged infrastructure here in New York. And we responded to many different things. Superstorm Sandy, we were there. And more recently, there's a family in Queens that had a tragedy, had some lives lost. 3 people whose lives were lost and left 8 more with severe wounds. We've worked with them. Recognizing the human race as one, United Sikhs strives to fulfill our mission to uplift all minority communities in need through our 11 global chapters, including our home base in Richmond Hill, Queens, where our organization was founded. 20% of respondents in a recent survey report feeling apprehensive or angry when they encounter a stranger with a turban. That should never be. The turban is our symbol of pride. For a Sikh, it's a crown. It's something we've worn since our religion was founded 500 years ago. And what it should mean for every human being is when they see a turban, it's someone that you can turn to in times of need. Someone who's going to be there with love and respect whenever you need help. That's what Sikhism is all about. That's what Sikhs are all about. And that's what we represent. And we want to make sure that's recognized. And it's important to understand that the history books today do not mention this at all. I went to school in Queens myself and was one of the ones that would always ask, why do people not know about me? My son asked me today, my daughter asked me, they're here. Dad, when are we going to be included? Everybody in school asks me who I am, and I have to tell them, but they don't see me in the history books. These numbers highlight why today's announcement is so significant and continued education is so important. We're proud to partner for this effort in New York, the most diverse city in the world, and thank the Mayor's Community Affairs and Department of Education for embracing our community in New York City public schools. We're hoping to take this countrywide everywhere else, and we're getting a lot of beginning steps. Remember one thing, this is the beginning. We're going to do a lot more together as a team. Right now, I want to introduce, first of all, Marco Carrion, Commissioner of Mayor's Community Affairs Unit, and he'll say a few words. He's coming right here.
All right. So good afternoon, everyone, and Sat Shri Wukal. Thank you. My name is Marco Carrion. I'm the Commissioner of the Mayor's Community Affairs Unit. So over the past 5 years, I've had the privilege of leading the unit that the mayor has charged with empowering all communities throughout this city by building bridges between government and its people. So it's an honor and a privilege to make today's announcement. With the Sikh community as partners, we have worked with NYPD to change their policy to allow Sikh officers to wear turbans and keep beards while in uniform. We created dialogue about mental health and wellness in Sikh houses of worship. And we have collaborated with the City Commission on Human Rights to celebrate Vaisakhi for the first time. Last year, a retired New York City public school teacher, Ms. Jugraj Kaur, who I believe is here today, asked the mayor if he would address the bullying of Sikh students in New York City schools. She believed that education could lead to tolerance. The release of these lesson plans are a realization and an affirmation of her vision. We will ensure that New York City students are equipped with the accurate knowledge of Sikhism because we are committed to the idea that increasing knowledge of the various cultures and religions of this city strengthens understanding between all communities. I'm happy that my office could work with the Department of Education and United Sikhs to produce these important lesson plans, which I'll hold up here. In closing, today's announcement is ultimately about the over 1 million young people in New York City schools who will grow up learning about the rich diversity of the city they live in, and about the Sikh students who will now see themselves reflected in the lessons they learn. With that, these lessons will prepare the future leaders of tomorrow to appreciate and respect the diversity of this city, which we believe is its greatest strength. Thank you so much.
As you heard from Marco's comments, we couldn't do this without you guys. United Sikhs is so thankful. The entire Sikh community thanks you for standing by us. Next, I want to introduce Joe Schmidt. United Sikhs work with New York City because it's the largest school district in the United States, enrolling 1.1 million students every year. The organization supported the New York City Department of Education developing a 5th grade and 6th grade lesson. At the time, right now, we'll hear from Joe Schmidt, a senior member of the New York City Department of Education Social Studies team, who was key in developing these lessons. Welcome, Joe.
My name is Joe Schmidt. I'm happy to represent the New York City Department of Education as the Senior Instructional Specialist on the Social Studies team. It was our pleasure to collaborate with United Sikhs and to help develop these lesson plans. As educators, we want to make sure students see themselves in our instruction. We want to make sure that they see their classmates in our instruction. We want to make sure that they learn about the amazing diversity of all the communities across New York City and the world. That's why our Passport to Social Studies curriculum, that's what it is all about, and what the lesson plans like these and so many others do for students. Thank you again for hosting this event and for supporting our efforts to educate New York City's kids.
Thank you, Joe. Next, I want to call someone who's very important and instrumental in getting this work done. Jaspreet Kaur. She's the United States Legal Director. For the 6th grade lesson, Jaspreet worked with the Department of Education Social Studies team and supported the development of a lesson plan that provides a detailed history of our religion and insight into the everyday lives of Sikhs. Throughout the organization's Global Sikh Awareness Project, Ms. Kaur has hosted numerous cultural sensitivity trainings and presentations to educate schools, law enforcement officials, government agencies, and non-government professionals about Sikhism and civil rights issues affecting the Sikh community since 9/11. Again, I heard it this morning. More of that from my niece. She told me, Satleen Kaur, she said that Jaspreet has worked tirelessly through day and night for many years on this, and I want to introduce her. Welcome, Jaspreet.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Good afternoon. My name is Jaspreet Kaur. I'm the Legal Director for United Sikhs. Thank you, Pratpal, for the introduction, and thank you, our Gurdwara leaders, Commissioner Kang, Carry-On, and our local elected officials for joining us in this historic announcement today. These lesson plans are the result of a lot of time, community discussions, and meetings with our local partners in the government who came together to support inclusion, diversity, and education. These lesson teachings are telling our little New Yorkers about the lives of Sikhs, and through history, They show that we all have a place in this community and this country. It is a great first step towards identifying and addressing Sikh civil rights as a movement. As my colleague Pritpal highlighted earlier, Sikh children are often bullied as a result of the articles of faith, their appearance. We have faced increased amount of bullying, hate crime throughout years post 9/11, and with the recent conflict in the Middle East. This is not true only for America, but Sikhs as a minority face similar kind of issues in countries like India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, UK, France. Building up on today's announcement, we are very happy and very proud that United Sikhs is also engaging other cities like Cincinnati, Denver, Arizona, and Florida to incorporate similar lesson plans in their public school system. New York City is the first launching ground. As we mentioned, it's the biggest school district. So we are very honored and thankful to New York City Mayor's Department. It was the first office that our organization approached. They were the ones who put us in touch with Department of Education. Eric Conter-Harris was the Social Studies Director at Department of Education at the time. New York City Mayor's Office, Sarah Saeed was the senior advisor to the mayor. Nick is here from the mayor's office. Manveer Singh is also a Sikh who works for the mayor's office. It's a collaboration and a joint effort of a lot of time and continue persistent work to bring a change, especially in today's time, by all these departments. So it's not a win for just Sikh community, it's a win for the New York City altogether. So thank you everybody for being here, and thank you everyone for attending today's press conference too. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jaspreet. Very well said. Next, I want to introduce Vishwajit Singh. For the 5th grade lesson, he's a local cartoonist. He's also known as Sikh Captain America to many of us. And he's the artist behind SikhTunes.com. He provided a political cartoon, including thought-provoking news headlines and comic strips of turban and beard-armed men freely roaming the streets of New York. The lesson encourages students to consider common civil rights violations Sikhs and other groups experience and draw their own illustration related to U.S. civil rights and current events. He's also a Creative Arts and Diversity Fellow at SALDA. Please welcome Vishwajit Singh.
Thank you, Pritpal. The attacks of 9/11 changed all our lives. We all felt anger and anxiety. So a combination of that with ignorance about each other led some of us to commit acts of hate and bias. And Sikhs faced the brunt of it, right? So Sikhs in school, especially Sikh children in school since 9/11, before 9/11 as well, especially since 9/11, we've heard from Pritpal and some of the other guests, over 50% of Sikh kids in American schools report getting bullied. That's an unacceptable number, right? More than 65% of young Sikh boys with turbans report getting bullied. That's a staggering number, right? It's unacceptable that any kid should be getting bullied, but that's an amazing number, right? And this is happening in New York City as well, by the way. We're not immune from these things. This is the power of fear and ignorance. And we see that felt today in our society, where powers to be, taking advantage of this toxic combination, are fanning the flames of this new narrative of us versus them. That's what kids pick up on those cues, and they treat each other sometimes with those feelings. So one of the biggest antidotes to what's happening right now in our schools and beyond is education and learning, right? It's not the only thing we can do, it's one of the biggest steps we can take, right? So the Sikh lessons that are part of the curriculum here in the biggest school district in America is a huge first step. So I want to thank United Sikhs, Department of Education, for just incredible efforts. I know it took a lot of time, so it sounds pretty easy, but this is a huge effort, and I wish them a lot of success, hopefully many more to come. I want to give a special thanks to Jaspreet for finding ways of telling lessons of civil rights by incorporating Sikh experience in America. That's amazing, right? We got to go beyond just telling facts. We got to capture stories. The next step in our schools and in broader society is we got to learn about each other, our stories. More importantly, we have to learn about our own selves. We have to learn stories of how we came here to make this place, come here and call this place home. Because most of us are immigrants in this land, so we got to remember that, right? Very few of us can claim this to be our home forever. So to those who do not know the entirety of their story, are condemned a lot of times to commit the mistakes of their ancestors. And today, as a society, in many ways, in our schools and beyond, we're committing mistakes. And somehow we got to figure out ways of tackling those mistakes. So let these lessons be our guide. Let our stories be our guides. Let our immigrant narratives be our guide. And most importantly, let our mistakes be our guide, right? To Sikh literally means to learn, to be a student. So what we have to make sure is, let's never stop asking questions. Let's never stop being curious. Never stop getting to know each other. And most importantly, never stop being students of life. Thank you.
Well said. Thank you so much, Vishwajit. I just want to take a second. I think it's important that we sort of reflect on a lot of the positives, right? I've been here my whole life and integrated very well in society. Just been fortunate to be able to do that. And again, these issues come up every day, and we need to relate to them as our kids. There's no us and them. It's us and us, right? It's all one. This is my house, my country. I have no other country to go to. You know, America is it, and I love this country like no other in the world. And I'm the, probably the biggest patriot you'll ever meet. I speak about America to Indians and everybody and say, this is it. This is the place you want to be in the world. And it's important we say that. Next, I want to introduce Gurdev Singh Kang. He's the New York City Human Rights Commissioner. He's the former president of the largest Sikh Gurdwara. It's also known as, the House of Worship is known as the Sikh Gurdwara in New York City, the Sikh Cultural Society. He served as president from 2012 to 2016. He's been affiliated with the Sikh Cultural Society for over 25 years. As president, he started the Nagar Kirtan. Nagar Kirtan is the local parade, the Sikh parade, program and sports initiatives for the youth. He's a member of the Mayor's Clergy Advisory Council and a clergy member of One Police Plaza. He emigrated from Punjab, India in 1981, started a deli grocery business. By 86, he had encountered great success in business endeavors ranging from real estate to retail. I want to welcome Gurdev Singh.
Good afternoon, everybody. Today, I think is very proud for the Sikh community because we are including in the New York City the history and the education for the kids. Sikh is like a fifth largest religion in the whole world. But especially I'm thankful for the United States, our New York City, the Mayor, Honorable Mayor Blasio, the Community Affairs Unit, Marcos, our Commissioner, and our Bureau President Melinda Katz, and our Assemblyman David Weprin, and the Education Board. We are everybody working like a team, and New York City and New York State is like a diversity. We have a multiple cultures, multiple languages spoken, multiple religions. So now we feel we are part of the New York City, and I'm very thankful for our United Sikhs, our young girls, our young boys who are working with the city official, elected official, and this way now, I think in the future, after the 9/11, the Sikh community was more targeted like a hate crime. And I think now when we're going to be this, we are part of including our chapter with the education, they're going to be stopped, and we're going to be working together, and we are very proud to be American. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Gurdev Singh Kang. Next are political officials who've helped us and really supported United Sikhs and continue to do so, and we are looking for their support all the time. We need them with us. At this time, we want to recognize all of them. We were supposed to have someone from Congressman Gregory Meek's office. I don't know if they're here, but we want to thank them. New York State Assemblyman David Weprin. We're pleased to have your support. We'd like to hear your point of view.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. As you know, I'm no stranger to the Sikh community. I am so proud that I probably represent the largest Sikh population of any assembly district in the state and maybe in the country. The Gurdwara and the Sikh Cultural Society, which has housed just a few blocks from here that Mr. Kang served as president of for many years and has been involved with for over 25 years, hosts the Sikh Cultural Society and has over 6,000 members. It's actually the largest Gurdwara in the Northeast, not just in New York, but in the entire Northeast. And we're so proud of that. And I've spent so many hours and days and weeks with the Sikh community in times of happiness and celebrations, like Vaisakhi celebrations, but also in times of tragedy, when we had a couple of murders and even that attack in Wisconsin a few years ago in a Gurdwara, and we all came together almost instantly to pay tribute to this deceased and the families and really come together. And we do that on so many different occasions. I want to thank Mayor de Blasio and Commissioner Carrion and the entire de Blasio administration for being so Sikh-friendly and being so, in addition to having such a large Sikh population, I also have the largest South Asian population in general, of which the Sikhs are a major part of that population. I was urging city administration for many years to change their policy on the wearing of turbans and beards, and it took Mayor de Blasio to change that in the police department, along with Commissioner O'Neill, because that was a long resistance. I've had a bill in Albany that has passed every year, almost unanimously, since 2014, which would outlaw discrimination in all employment in New York State, public or private, for discriminating against someone for religious garb, such as a turban, or religious facial hair, such as a full beard. And we all know about the discrimination against the Sikh community very prominently after 9/11. I was actually prompted to introduce this bill because of an incident you may all know about involving Kevin Harrington. It doesn't sound like a Sikh name, but he's a convert. Kevin was born an Irish Catholic, but converted to Sikhism many, many years ago. And those of you that know him, he has a long beard and a turban, and he was a hero during 9/11. He actually drove the E-train into the World Trade Center, rescued people from the Trade Center during 9/11, and drove his train backwards, back and forth, rescuing people in danger to his own life. He was very visible at the operator at the front of the train. You often see the operator at the front of the train. And after 9/11, the MTA got thousands of calls complaining about a terrorist driving the train. And why did they say it? It sounds funny, but it's not funny. It's a very serious matter because he had a long beard and a turban. So what did the MTA do? They removed him from operating the train. That's when I introduced my bill, which would require the MTA, as well as private agencies, not to discriminate against. There was a lawsuit. They ended up negotiating a settlement. But the bottom line is that it was really ignorance, but they didn't because of people complaining. And this type of educational program, which I want to praise the city administration, will prevent future incidents like this, because people will know what a Sikh is and what Sikhism is, and the religion that promotes peace and harmony, and is a wonderful religion. It's probably one of the newest religions, even though it's the 5th largest religion in the world. It's probably the newest one, being a little over 500 years. So it's still a new religion in that sense. It was obviously founded in India, but by teaching our 5th and 6th graders about Sikhism and expanding that message, it will go a long way to prevent bullying, prevent discrimination, and preventing those thousands of ignorant people who called the MTA. And I say to the MTA, shame on you for responding to that. But I'm hoping that this type of curriculum, this type of attention given to Sikhism will change that in the future. Wahi Guru Ji Ka Khalsa, Wahi Guru Ji Ki Fateh.
Thank you so much for those really wonderful words. Next, I want to call Borough President Melinda Katz, highest elected official in Queens. She's really stood with us through everything, thick and thin, and we're so glad to have you here. Please.
Thank you, Pratpal Singh. Jaspreet Kaur, Vishwavit Singh, I love your drawings. They're terrific. If you haven't seen them, you should look at them. To the Commissioner on Human Rights, to Joe Schmidt, to our great Assemblyman David Weprin, who seems to be everywhere with the community and represents his district with style and grace. To Marco, thank you so much for being here, Mr. Kang, and really to everyone that is here today. My name is Melinda Katz. I'm the borough president of this great borough of Queens. We are 48% born outside the United States of America. We are 190 countries. We are 200 languages, right where you are sitting right now. We are the most diverse area on the planet. And when you talk about federal issues that are going on now, and when you talk about all that discussion that's happening in the country today, it is all the more reason that Queens needs to be loud and clear that our diversity is what makes us as strong as we are in Queens. I believe we are the strongest place in America because we are the most diverse. Because with our diversity, we bring our culture, our traditions, our languages, our dress, everything that we bring from the countries we're from. And we have our art and religion and language. And that is the beautiful thing about this great borough. But at times, as you know, ignorance takes hold. And at times, as you know, discrimination takes hold. And education is the key. But we are entering very difficult times in our lives. And there's a lot of activities against the Sikh community throughout the country. Just as an example, Gurdwaras vandalized with threatening messages in Los Angeles. Gurdwaras shot up during prayer services in Wisconsin. Assault right here, as Assemblyman Weprin said, against a Sikh man when they attacked him and took his turban. Acts of hate, acts of xenophobia, acts of pure ignorance. So this curriculum that has been developed by United Sikhs and the Department of Education is such a step forward. It is not only the answer, because education in every way, not only in school, but with our families, with our children, with our friends who say things that we don't like, who we correct. And as I say in my house, you know what? It's not okay outside. It's certainly not okay inside either. Those are lessons our children need to learn, and they learn that through education. But we're here for a great thing. We're here today because the Department of Education under Mayor de Blasio has 70% of the schools now who are going to learn about the Sikh culture, who 5th and 6th graders are going to see Sikh children, and they're going to be able to get answers to the questions they ask. Where adults who are wearing clothing, turbans, and facial hair are in the streets, our children are now going to know what that means, and they're going to know how important it is that they understand the diversity of this great borough. My children and the children from this room and from the Sikh community, all grown up as American as my kids. And that is so important to me, because in this great borough of diversity, in this great borough of Queens, it is that diversity that shows our strength every single day. So to Mayor de Blasio, to the United Sikhs, we thank you for the work that you have done. I thank you for generations to come who will no longer be ignorant and have a great understanding of the Sikh community. Congratulations on today.
I will just like to add, first of all, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Swaranjit Singh Khalsa, I'm a director of United Sikhs from Connecticut. In Connecticut, we have accomplished a lot of things, like U.S. Senator recognizing Vaisakhi in the U.S. Senate. Recently, bill was passed about Sikh genocide. They declared in the Legislative Assembly, General Assembly, that November 1st will be declared every year as a Sikh Genocide Remembrance Day. But this issue here is really important, because now we are addressing the root cause. Anything we do for Sikh recognition is for the awareness, so we can prevent the hate crimes. And I think we have nailed the root cause, because now our kids can even tell the parents who's the person walking on the street of New York with the turban is. The problem is that even parents don't know who Sikhs are. So I think we are promoting the education and awareness at the right level when kids are open and free to absorb the things. And the values they learn within the school system, they will live with them for the rest of their life. So I am very thankful. United Sikhs have done a good job, and this was a teamwork with the government officials and the school board. Thank you.
We are here today to let people know that 5th and 6th graders in the city of New York will now be taught about the Sikh community. It's about diversity in this great borough of Queens. We're at 48% born outside the United States of America. We're 190 languages, 200 countries. And we are an amazing place, but our children need to be educated about our different cultures. It is that diversity that we bring in Queens that actually gives us our strength. And by teaching the next generation all about our differences and our diversity, it means that we can better stand together as one community.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਜੀ। ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਨਿਊਯਾਰਕ ਸਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਡਿਪਾਰਟਮੈਂਟ ਆਫ ਐਜੂਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਯੂਨਾਈਟਿਡ ਸਿਕਸ ਦੀ ਕਾਨਫਰੰਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਏ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ। ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਡੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਅਨਾਉਂਸਮੈਂਟ ਅੱਜ ਹੋਈ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਨਿਊਯਾਰਕ ਸਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 5ਵੀਂ ਤੇ 6ਵੀਂ ਜਮਾਤਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਵਾਰੀ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਬਾਰੇ ਪੜ੍ਹਾਇਆ ਜਾਏਗਾ। ਸਿਵਲ ਰਾਈਟਸ ਤੇ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਰਾਈਟਸ ਹੈਗੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਬਾਰੇ ਪੜ੍ਹਾਇਆ ਜਾਏਗਾ 5ਵੀਂ ਤੇ 6ਵੀਂ ਜਮਾਤ ਨੂੰ। ਸੋ ਦੈਟਸ ਅ ਹਿਊਜ, ਬਹੁਤ ਪਹਿਲਾ ਵੱਡਾ ਸਟੈਪ ਹੈਗਾ ਤੇ ਇਹ ਪਹਿਲਾ ਹੀ ਸਟੈਪ ਹੈਗਾ ਜੀ। ਇਸ ਹੋਪਫੁਲੀ ਅੱਗੇ ਹੁਣ ਕਈ ਸਟੈਪ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ, ਕਈ ਹੋਰ ਸ਼ਹਿਰਾਂ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਡੈਨਵਰ, ਸਿਨਸਿਨਾਟੀ, ਪੂਰੇ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਸ਼ਹਿਰਾਂ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਕੁਰਿਕੂਲਮ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਹੈਗਾ। 2 ਸਾਲ ਲੱਗੇ ਸੀ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਕਰਨ ਨੂੰ ਇਹਨੂੰ, ਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਉਹਦੀ ਲਾਂਚ ਹੋਈ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ। ਸਾਡੇ ਡਿਪਾਰਟਮੈਂਟ ਆਫ ਐਜੂਕੇਸ਼ਨ, ਮੇਅਰਸ ਦੇ ਆਫਿਸ ਕਈ ਲੋਕੀ ਆਏ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ, ਤੇ ਇਸੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਯੂਨਾਈਟਿਡ ਸਿਕਸ ਨੂੰ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਰਹਿਣਾ। ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕੰਮ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ ਐਜੂਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ, ਆਪਾਂ ਅੱਗੇ ਕਰਦੇ ਰਹੀਏ। ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਹੋ, ਇਹ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਕੰਮ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਕਰਨੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ ਜੀ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਮੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਜੁਗਰਾਜ ਕੌਰ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ 27 ਇਅਰਸ ਡਿਪਾਰਟਮੈਂਟ ਆਫ ਐਜੂਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੰਮ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ। ਆਲਵੇਜ਼ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇਹੀ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਕੂਲਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਨਾ ਟੀਚਰਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਨਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ। ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਉਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਾਇਲੈਂਸ, ਬਾਇਸ ਤੇ ਡਿਸਕ੍ਰਿਮੀਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਸ਼ਿਕਾਰ ਹੋ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਤੱਕ ਕਈ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਮਾਰਾਂ ਵੀ ਪਈਆਂ ਐਂਡ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਬੁਲੀ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ। ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਮੈਂ ਸੋਚਿਆ ਕਿ ਕਿਉਂ ਨਾ ਮੇਅਰ ਦੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਇਹ ਰਿਕੁਐਸਟ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾਈ ਜਾਏ ਐਂਡ ਮੈਂ ਰਿਕੁਐਸਟ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਗਈ ਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਯੂਨਾਈਟਿਡ ਸਿਕਸ ਵਾਲੇ ਮਿਲੇ ਐਂਡ ਅਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਲੈਸਨ ਪਲਾਨ ਤਿਆਰ ਕੀਤੇ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਤੇ ਦੂਸਰੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਦੱਸੇਗਾ ਕਿ ਸਾਡਾ ਕਲਚਰ ਕੀ ਹੈ, ਸਾਡਾ ਰਿਲੀਜਨ ਕੀ ਹੈ। ਹੋਪਫੁਲੀ ਉਮੀਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਵਾਇਲੈਂਸ, ਬਾਇਸ ਇਸ਼ੂਜ਼ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਖਤਮ ਹੋ ਸਕਣਗੇ ਤੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਦੂਜੇ ਹੋ ਸਕਣ। ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ।
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਯੂਨਾਈਟਿਡ ਸਿੱਖ ਵਾਲਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਗੱਲ ਦੀ ਵਧਾਈ ਦੇਣਾ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਕੰਮ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਬਹੁਤ ਦੇਰ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋਇਆ ਸੀ ਲੇਕਿਨ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਫਾਰਵਰਡ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ। ਲੇਕਿਨ ਯੂਨਾਈਟਿਡ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਿੱਖ ਵਾਲਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਸ ਕੰਮ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤਾ ਔਰ ਇੱਕ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਮਾਈਲਸਟੋਨ ਹੈਗਾ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਸਕੂਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਿੱਖ ਐਜੂਕੇਸ਼ਨ, ਸਿੱਖ ਕਲਚਰ ਬਾਰੇ ਪੜ੍ਹਨਗੇ, ਸਿੱਖ ਐਜੂਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਬਾਰੇ ਪੜ੍ਹਨਗੇ, ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੀ ਇਨ ਫਿਊਚਰ ਪਏਗਾ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਬਾਰੇ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗੇ। ਫਿਰ ਡਿਸਕ੍ਰਿਮੀਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਉਹਦੇ ਲਈ ਵੀ ਘੱਟ ਹੋ ਜਾਏਗੀ ਔਰ ਨਾਲ ਇਹ ਵੇ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਿੱਖ ਹਿਸਟਰੀ ਦਾ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗੇਗਾ, ਸਿੱਖ ਕੌਣ ਆਏ ਸਨ, ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਆਏ ਸਨ। ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਮੈਂ ਇਸ ਗੱਲ ਦੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧਾਈ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਹਾਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਅੱਜ ਸਿੱਖ ਕੌਮ ਲਈ ਇੱਕ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਦਾ ਅਤੇ ਮਹਾਨ ਦਿਹਾੜਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਦੀ ਧਰਤੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਿਊਯਾਰਕ ਵਿੱਚ ਖਾਸ ਤੌਰ 'ਤੇ ਰਿਚਮੰਡ ਹਿੱਲ ਅੱਜ ਜੋ 5ਵੀਂ ਤੇ 6ਵੀਂ ਦਾ ਸਿਲੇਬਸ ਹੈ ਉਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਸ਼ਾਮਿਲ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ। ਬਹੁਤ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਵੀਰਾਂ ਨੇ ਯੂਨਾਈਟਿਡ ਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਨੇ ਅਤੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਿੱਖ ਸੁਸਾਇਟੀ ਅਤੇ ਦੂਜੀਆਂ ਜਥੇਬੰਦੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਉਪਰਾਲੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੇਅਰ ਦੇ ਆਫਿਸ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਅਤੇ ਡੇਵਿਡ ਵੈਪਰਨ ਜੋ ਕਿ ਅਸੈਂਬਲੀਮੈਨ ਹਨ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਉਪਰਾਲੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਹ ਸਾਰਾ ਕਾਰਜ ਸਿਰੇ ਚੜ੍ਹਿਆ ਹੈ। ਮੈਂ ਅੱਜ ਸਮੁੱਚੇ ਜਗਤ ਨੂੰ, ਸਿੱਖ ਕੌਮ ਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦੀ ਵਧਾਈ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਹਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਆਉਣ ਵਾਲਾ ਸਮਾਂ ਜੋ ਅੱਗੇ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਉਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੱਧ ਚੜ੍ਹ ਕੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਜੋ ਜਥੇਬੰਦੀਆਂ ਹਨ ਜੋ ਸਹਿਯੋਗ ਦੇ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਹਨ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਹਿਯੋਗ ਦੇ ਕੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਜੋ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਦੇ ਕਾਜ ਹਨ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੱਧ ਚੜ੍ਹ ਕੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਲਿਆਉਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈ। ਮੈਂ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਹਾਂ 84 ਚੈਨਲ ਵਾਲੇ ਵੀਰਾਂ ਦਾ ਜੋ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਦੇ ਕਾਜ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਹੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਨਾਲ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਜੋ ਘਰ ਵੀਰ ਭੈਣ ਭਰਾ ਬੈਠੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਤੱਕ ਇਹ ਸਾਰਾ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਪਹੁੰਚਾਉਂਦੇ ਹਨ। ਆਓ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਵੀਰ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਦਾ ਕਾਜ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਰਲ ਮਿਲ ਕੇ ਉਹਦਾ ਸਾਥ ਦਿਆ ਕਰੀਏ। ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਦੁਬਾਰਾ ਅੱਜ ਇਸ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਦੇ ਦਿਹਾੜੇ 'ਤੇ ਆਪ ਸਭ ਨੂੰ ਵਧਾਈ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਹਾਂ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. This is a great first step nationally, starting right here in New York City, the largest school system in the entire country, maybe the world, 1.1 million students. And every 5th and 6th graders, by the time we're finished with this project, will learn about Sikhism in 5th grade and in 6th grade, and they'll understand what Sikhism is and who Sikhs are, what country they come from India, and will eliminate a lot of the misunderstanding which has resulted in bullying and discrimination against Sikhs, even right here in Queens, where we have the largest Sikh population probably of any county in the world other than India.
And 5th and 6th is just the beginning, right?
Just the beginning. I'd like to see it in every grade, incorporated into any mention of religions in general, and I'd like to see it at the college level as well. I took a course in religion in college, and I don't remember learning about Sikhism. We learned about Hinduism and Buddhism and many other languages, many other religions, obviously Islam and Judaism and Christianity, but we didn't really learn about Sikhism when I was in college. I'm hoping that'll change.
Let's all hope that'll change soon. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਮੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਸਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਕੌਰ ਹੈ। ਮੈਂ ਯੂਨਾਈਟਿਡ ਸਿੱਖਸ ਦੇ ਵਕੀਲ ਹਾਂ। I'm the legal director at United Sikhs. Thank you everyone for coming for this press conference. ਅੱਜ ਨਿਊਯਾਰਕ ਸਿਟੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਡੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡੀ ਪ੍ਰੈਸ ਕਾਨਫਰੰਸ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ। in terms of announcement ਵੀ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦੋ ਚੈਪਟਰਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਚੈਪਟਰ 5 ਤੇ ਚੈਪਟਰ 6 ਗ੍ਰੇਡ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ 5th ਤੇ 6th ਗ੍ਰੇਡ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਦੋ ਚੈਪਟਰਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਹਿਸਟਰੀ ਤੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਸਿਵਲ ਰਾਈਟਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਇੰਕਲੂਡ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ। ਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਸਾਡੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪ੍ਰੈਸ ਕਾਨਫਰੰਸ ਇੱਥੇ ਹੈ ਮੇਅਰ ਆਫਿਸ, ਡਿਪਾਰਟਮੈਂਟ ਆਫ ਐਜੂਕੇਸ਼ਨ, ਯੂਨਾਈਟਿਡ ਸਿੱਖਸ ਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਕਾਂਗਰਸਮੈਨ ਤੇ ਅਸੈਂਬਲੀ ਮੈਂਬਰ ਵੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਸ਼ਾਮਿਲ ਹੋਏ ਸੀਗੇ। ਇਹ ਇੱਕ ਲੈਂਡਮਾਰਕ ਮੂਵਮੈਂਟ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਨਿਊਯਾਰਕ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਹੁਣ ਜਾਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਹਰ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟ will have an opportunity to read about Sikh history and will also understand the struggle of a Sikh who's going through in America. This is a milestone movement because ਅੱਗੇ ਆਉਣ ਵਾਲੀ ਸਾਰੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪੀੜ੍ਹੀ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਦੇ ਅੰਡਰ ਇਨਕਲੂਡਡ ਮੰਨੇਗੀ। ਉਹ ਇਹ ਮੰਨੇਗੀ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਆਪਣੇ ਪੀਅਰਸ ਨਾਲ ਦੱਸ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਕੌਣ ਹੈ, ਕੀ ਹੈ। ਜੇ ਇੱਕ ਸਿੱਖ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਦਸਤਾਰ ਬੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਕਿਉਂ ਬੰਦਾ ਹੈ, ਜੇ ਇੱਕ ਸਿੱਖ ਕੁੜੀ ਕੇਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੱਟ ਸਕਦੀ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਕਿਉਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੱਟ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ। ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਪੇਰੈਂਟਸ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਪ੍ਰਾਊਡ ਹੋਏਗਾ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਦਿਸ ਇਜ਼ ਅ ਫਰਸਟ ਸਟੈਪ ਫॉर ਪ੍ਰੀਵੈਂਸ਼ਨ ਫॉर ਐਨੀ ਅਦਰ ਫਿਊਚਰ ਹੇਟ ਕ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਔਰ ਡਿਸਕ੍ਰਿਮੀਨੇਸ਼ਨ। Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for the team of TV84 for covering the event today. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਪ੍ਰੈਸ ਕਾਨਫਰੰਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਹੋਏ ਹਾਂ ਨਿਊਯਾਰਕ ਸਿਟੀ ਵਿੱਚ, ਕੁਈਨਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ। ਇੱਕ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਡੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਉਪਲਬਧੀ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਹੋ ਵੀ ਹੇਟ ਕ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਦੀ ਬੜੀ ਵੱਡੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਹੈ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ। ਉਹਨੂੰ ਐਡਰੈਸ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਰੂਟ ਲੈਵਲ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਸਟੈਪ ਲਿਆ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ। ਨਿਊਯਾਰਕ ਸਿਟੀ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਕੂਲ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਡਾ ਪੂਰੇ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਦਾ ਸਕੂਲ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਹੈ, ਜਿੱਥੋਂ 1.1 ਮਿਲੀਅਨ ਬੱਚੇ ਹਰ ਸਾਲ ਨਿਕਲਦੇ ਨੇ। ਉੱਥੇ 5ਵੀਂ ਤੇ 6ਵੀਂ ਜਮਾਤ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਿੱਖੀਜ਼ਮ ਨੂੰ ਇੰਟਰੋਡਿਊਸ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ, ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਜਾਏਗਾ ਵੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਕੌਣ ਨੇ, ਦਸਤਾਰ ਦੀ ਕੀ ਮਾਨਤਾ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਮੈਂ ਸਮਝਦਾ ਇਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਹੇਟ ਕ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਨੂੰ ਠੱਲ ਪਏਗੀ ਉੱਥੇ ਇੱਕ ਬੜੇ ਗਲੋਬਲ ਲੈਵਲ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਬਾਰੇ ਅਵੇਅਰਨੈਸ ਪੈਦਾ ਹੋਏਗੀ। ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਸਾਰਾ ਇਹਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਐਫਰਟ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਯੂਨਾਈਟਿਡ ਸਿੱਖਸ ਨੂੰ ਦੇਣਾ ਵਾਂ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਟੀਮ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਸਾਰਾ ਉਪਰਾਲੇ ਨੂੰ ਸਿਰੇ ਚਾੜਿਆ। ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹਾਂਗਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨਿਊਯਾਰਕ ਸਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਮੇਅਰ ਵੀ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਡਿਪਾਰਟਮੈਂਟ ਆਫ ਐਜੂਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਹੈ ਨਿਊਯਾਰਕ ਸਿਟੀ ਦਾ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਕੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਦਦ ਕੀਤੀ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। Today is a great day right here in New York City. I would like to congratulate the Sikh Americans for this big step taken by the help of New York City Department of Education. Great awareness, Sikhi awareness program being implemented in grade 5th and 6th, which will help us combat hate crimes and create Sikhi awareness at a larger level with the youngsters coming out of schools and also seniors and elders around the community. As you know, New York City is one of the biggest school systems, and I think it's a great effort done by all the volunteers and team of United Sikhs and creating with assistance of New York City Department of Education. Thanks to all for taking this great steps. Appreciate it. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਇਵੈਂਟ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਲਈ, ਸਾਰੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਲਈ, ਸਿੱਖ ਕੌਮ ਲਈ, ਸਾਰੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਹੈ। एक पहला स्टैप है न्यूयॉर्क सिटी दे विच जेड़ा कि वन ऑफ द लार्जेस्ट डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स इन अमेरिका 1.1 million students are added every year to this district. ਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 5th grade ਤੇ 6th grade ਲਈ ਆਲਰੇਡੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਲਾਗੂ ਹੋ ਚੁੱਕਾ ਹੈ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਿਰਫ ਅੱਜ ਪ੍ਰੈਸ ਕਾਨਫਰੰਸ ਕਰਨਾ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਫੀਲ ਕਰਨਾ ਵਾ ਸਾਰੇ ਯੂਨਾਈਟਿਡ ਸਿੱਖਸ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੰਮ ਯੂਨਾਈਟਿਡ ਸਿੱਖਸ ਨੇ ਕੀਤਾ ਵਿਦ ਦ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਆਫ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾਸ ਸਾਰੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਪੋਲੀਟੀਸ਼ੀਅਨਸ ਲੋਕਲ ਡਿਪਾਰਟਮੈਂਟ ਆਫ ਐਜੂਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਐਂਡ ਦਿਸ ਇਜ਼ ਸੱਚ ਐਨ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਸਟੈਪ ਮੈਂ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਪੁੱਛਣਾ ਚਾਹਾਂਗਾ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਥੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆਏ ਨੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਇੱਕ ਰੂਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਹੈ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਕੌਰ ਦਸ਼ਮੇਸ਼ ਸਿੰਘ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਫੀਲ ਹੋਇਆ ਲਾਸਟ ਫਿਊ ਈਅਰਸ ਸਕੂਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਯੂ ਗਾਈਜ਼ ਆਰ ਗੋਇੰਗ ਥਰੂ ਦ ਐਜੂਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਰਾਈਟ ਨਾਓ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਈ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਫੀਲ ਹੋਇਆ ਦੱਸੋ
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ without knowing like people knowing who we are it's been harder in school like if this curriculum was already in textbooks then we wouldn't have had to do like as much work to show people who we are like every week every month like setting up awareness projects and everything.
So what kind of work did you have to do Amrit Kaur do you think like in school like do people know who you are ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ do they know like everybody knows who Christians are Jews are Muslims are you know do they know who Sikhs are at all?
So some people do and then others don't and obviously the people that I've had as my close friends for the past 10 years I've explained it to them but I have to explain it to everyone who doesn't know and because it's not as like Christianity people know more about it and Sikhism people are unaware of like why we do the things we do and we have to explain it to them but if it was like now that it's being implemented into textbooks it'll be easier for people to know who we are and why we do the things we do.
मैं सारे ਨੂੰ question ਪੁੱਛਾਂਗਾ because I think you've all experienced similar things so ਦਸ਼ਮੇਸ਼ ਸਿੰਘ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ question ਪੁੱਛਾਂਗਾ ਕਿ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਸਕੂਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਸਮਝਾਉਣਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਕੂਲ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹੋ maybe like I had to explain many times throughout my life ਕੀ ਸਮਝਾਉਣਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਕੀ question ਆਉਂਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹਰ ਰੋਜ਼ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਕੁੜੀਆਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਸਮਝਾਉਂਦੇ ਔਰ bullying ਵੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਵੀ ਥੋੜੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੋ.
One of the most common questions I get, how long is your hair? So I have to explain to them how it's like, कि मैं अपने केस नहीं कतल करता, right? So I have to explain to them, like sometimes they ask me, is your hair going to keep on growing to like till your feet, right? I'm like, no, I have to explain that at one point the hair stops growing, just like every other thing in the body. And bullying wise, not really too much bullying, but like sometimes in like 2nd grade, some kids used to call my dastar a button, so they would go like this, like as a joke, right? And then Papa came in and he like explained it to like my class friends and everything like that. So after that, it was all solved. There was no more bullying after that. I haven't really experienced too much bullying because of my dastar, but overall, it's pretty good. Like not many of my friends, I mean, no, my friends know about it, what Sikhi is, but like the other classmates in my grade, they don't know too much about it because like I'm not in too much interaction with them. But every chance I get, I try to tell them.
So मैं एक चीज़ तो अंदर चाहूँगा ਜਿਹੜੀ बहुत ज़रूरी सन समझ नहीं I've been here all my life. I grew up in New York, in Queens. मैं छोटे होने से स्कूल गया सी ते almost हर हफ्ते मैंने कहते सी अपने केस दिखा अपने वाल दिखा. Can you show it to us? It was a big mystery. You know what's going on? What's under your turban? What's under your dastar? मैं dastar पांदा सी थल्ले की है पटके थल्ले की है ते हर रोज समझाना and I would have to say if you want to see it you can come to my house. I cannot take off my patka outside of school, you know, outside of the house. ਤੇ ਇੰਨਾ ਮੁਸ਼ਕਲ ਰਿਹਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਤੱਕ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਛੋਟਾ ਸੀ ਅੱਜ ਹੋਪਫੁਲੀ ਉਹ ਬੱਚਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ 8th grade ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਡਰਦੇ ਆ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਿਹਾ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ ਅਖੀਰਲੇ ਦਿਨ ਸਕੂਲ ਦੇ ਤੇਰੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੇਸ ਕੱਟਨੇ ਆ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੈਂਚੀ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਵੇਂ ਕੱਟਾਂਗੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਮੰਮੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਕੂਲ ਆਈ ਸੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਮੈਂ ਫਲਸ਼ਿੰਗ ਵਿੱਚ ਗਰੋ ਅਪ ਹੋਇਆ and this was something I faced throughout my life. High school ਚ ਮੈਂ ਕੱਲਾ ਸੀ junior high school ਚ ਮੈਂ ਕੱਲਾ ਸੀ 6th grade ਚ ਕੱਲਾ ਸੀ 14 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਸੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਸੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ 2 ਵਾਰ ਹਸਪਤਾਲ ਮੈਂ ਗਿਆ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਆਨਾ ਮਾਰਿਆ ਕੁੱਟਿਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਉਸ ਟਾਈਮ ਤੇ ਹਿੰਦੂ ਕਹਿ ਕੇ ਅੱਜ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨ ਕਹਿ ਕੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕਨਫਿਊਜ਼ ਕਰਕੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਿਰਫ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਕਿ ਪਤਾ ਚੱਲੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਕੌਣ ਨੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਵਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਟਰੋਂਗ ਆ ਅੰਦਰੋਂ ਸਟਰੋਂਗ ਆ ਬਾਹਰੋਂ ਸਟਰੋਂਗ ਆ ਆਪਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਟਰੋਂਗ ਆ ਇੱਕ ਕੌਮ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਬਿਲੀਵ ਕਰੇ ਮਾਨਸ ਕੀ ਜਾਤ ਸਭ ਹੈ ਇੱਕ ਹੈ ਪਹਿਚਾਨ ਉਹ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦਾ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਲ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਸਾਰੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਇੱਕ ਹੈ ਸਾਰੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਨੇ ਬਣਾਈ ਹੈ ਸਾਰੀ ਇੱਕ ਹੈ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਆ ਇਹ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਭ ਨੂੰ ਦੇਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਮੈਂ ਸਰਲੀਨ ਕੌਰ ਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਵਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਦੋ ਪੁਆਇੰਟਸ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉਹਨੇ ਇਸ ਲੈਜਿਸਲੇਸ਼ਨ ਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਸਾਰੇ ਕੰਮਾਂ ਤੇ ਯੂਨਾਈਟਿਡ ਸਿੱਖਸ ਨਾਲ ਕਾਫੀ ਕੰਮ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ ਸਰਲੀਨ ਕੌਰ ਆਪਣੇ ਐਕਸਪੀਰੀਅੰਸ ਸਕੂਲ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਵੀ ਦੱਸੋ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਦੱਸੋ
So Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Where I grew up and stuff, jad like my choti si like wal, or of course like lambe ne, everyone would ask, and I also had a couple of threats. Ke, oh, like what happens if we cut your hair, or like this and that. Guttan khich desi, and like it's not fun, but we educate them. They when in social studies class, jad mere class vich assi sikhya siga Sikhi bare like 2 sentences sige, they all likhya siga ki like Sikhi is a sect of Hinduism. So I made sure, like I talked to my teacher a couple of days in advance, I want 5-10 minutes to explain to my class what Sikhi is. I want to be able to dispel this rumor. This is not like correct. So she gave me that time. She gave me 15 minutes. She allowed me to make a presentation, a handout, and I gave that to my class. But the thing is, that was only to my class. I wasn't able to hit my entire grade. But like I did go to a small school, so most people knew who Sikhs were, who I was, and who like I had fellow Sikhs in my class also, Sikh boys too. So people knew who we were. Yes, there were some who still did not know, who weren't confused, but at the same time, it didn't stop. Hornate, like my case, are a fashion statement because they're long. Oh, you're keeping your hair. Wow, that's so pretty. That's so beautiful. This and that. But it shouldn't have to be that it's acceptable just because it's a fashion statement. It's acceptable because I'm a Sikh and I keep my hair. That's it. Like that's all it should be.
Fashion comes and goes, things change, but Khalsa does not. That's the thing we all know, right? ਅਸੀਂ ਚੇਂਜ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਫੈਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ। ਅਸੀਂ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬਣਾਇਆ, ਉਵੇਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਿਊਟੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਆ, ਉਸ ਬਿਊਟੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਰਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ। ਇਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਨਾਲ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਕ ਚੀਜ਼ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹਾਂਗਾ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮਸ ਇੱਥੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਠੀਕ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਔਰ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਰਹਾਂਗੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਸਾਥ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ। ਪਰ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਨੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਕੌਣ ਨੇ, ਉੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਬੜੀ ਵੱਡੀਆਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮਸ ਹੋ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਇਸ ਟਾਈਮ ਤੇ। ਜਿੱਥੇ ਸਭ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ 5 ਕਕਾਰ ਪਹਿਨਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਦਸਤਾਰਾਂ ਨੇ, ਉੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮਸ ਹੋ ਰਹੀਆਂ। ਸੋ ਗੁਰੂ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੇ ਖਾਲਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਸਜਾਇਆ, ਖਾਲਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਬਣਾਇਆ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਤਾਕਤਵਰ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ। ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਜੇ ਮਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਟਰੋਂਗ ਹੋਵਾਂਗੇ, ਮਨੋਬਲ ਸਾਡਾ ਸਟਰੋਂਗ ਹੋਏਗਾ, ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਸ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਰਹਾਂਗੇ, ਇੱਕ ਦੂਜੇ ਨੂੰ ਪ੍ਰੇਮ ਪਿਆਰ ਨਾਲ ਮਿਲਾਂਗੇ। ਏਕ ਪਿਤਾ ਏਕ ਕਸ ਕੇ ਹਮ ਬਾਰਕ ਤੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੈ। ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਜੀ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।